At 66, Andrea Bocelli remains one of the most admired and inspiring figures in the world of music. Yet his life story is filled with heartbreak and tragedy that many fans may not fully realize. Known as the voice of an angel, Bocelli's journey from a small Italian village to international stardom is one of resilience, faith, and perseverance. Behind the sold-out concerts, platinum records, and collaborations with global icons, Bocelli's life has been shaped by struggles that make his achievements all the more remarkable. Born in 1958 in Lajatico, Italy, Andrea Bocelli was diagnosed with congenital glaucoma, which left him with severely limited vision from birth. Music quickly became his refuge, and he began playing the piano at just 6 years old. Despite his natural talent, his childhood was far from easy. Doctors told his parents that he would live with serious challenges, and by the time he was a teenager, Bocelli's eyesight had worsened. The final blow came at the age of 12 when a soccer accident caused a brain hemorrhage, leaving him completely blind. For most children, such a devastating loss would have ended dreams. But for Bocelli, it marked the beginning of an incredible journey. The tragedy of losing his sight could have destroyed him, yet Bocelli chose to turn his pain into purpose. He devoted himself entirely to music, inspired by great operatic voices and the dream of one day performing on the world's biggest stages. His perseverance eventually caught the attention of Italian rock star Zucchero, who asked Bocelli to record a demo of a song intended for Luciano Pavarotti. That recording changed Bocelli's life, as it not only impressed Pavarotti, but also introduced the world to a voice unlike any other. Even as his career skyrocketed in the 1990s with hits like Conte Partirò, Time to Say Goodbye, Bocelli continued to carry the weight of personal struggles. His blindness forced him to navigate fame with challenges few could imagine, relying heavily on those closest to him for support. At times, he faced criticism from traditional opera purists who dismissed his crossover style, but Bocelli endured, determined to share his gift with the world. Tragedy also struck in his personal life. His first marriage to Enrica Cenzati, with whom he shares 2 sons, ended in divorce in the early 2000s. For Bocelli, whose Catholic faith has always been central to his life, the collapse of his marriage was deeply painful. Though he later found happiness with Veronica Berti, who became his second wife and manager, the scars of heartbreak lingered, reminding him that even global fame could not shield him from personal loss. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of Bocelli's story, however, is the physical and emotional burden of living without sight in a world designed for the seeing. In interviews, he has spoken candidly about the loneliness, the moments of despair, and the constant dependence on others. Yet what makes his journey extraordinary is his refusal to let these tragedies define him. Instead, he has chosen gratitude, faith, and music as his guiding lights. At 66, Andrea Bocelli's voice continues to move millions, not simply because of its beauty, but because of the story behind it. Every note carries the weight of his struggles, his triumphs, and his resilience. The tragedy of his life is indeed heartbreaking, but it is also what makes his music so profoundly human. Bocelli's journey reminds the world that true greatness often emerges not in spite of tragedy, but because of it.